pitting in.
Pitting in.
You're quiet there, Bob. I can't really hear you.
It's
21
All right, here we go. A Friday night of racing for you on the Captain Esports Network as we welcome you in to Talladega Superspeedway, Sweet Home, Alabama, virtually on iRacing as we get you ready for the Dash for Cash race number 2 from ESOM Racing. It is from the Virtual Talladega Superspeedway, 79 degrees, 48% humidity, clear skies, and of course 8 miles an hour winds. That just didn't sound right coming out of my mouth for some reason. I don't know. But either way, I'm the captain. We welcome you in as we get you ready for 100 laps of racing, some money on the line for some drivers tonight, and going to be a fun night. I do apologize if I do sound not 100%. I am not 100%. As a matter of fact, I didn't even go to work today because one, was not 100%, but 2, did not want to risk anyone else. I was told last night when I left work that I did not look great at all. So I was like, maybe I'll take that into consideration. And yeah, so we're going to do our best here and have some fun tonight with the guys of ESOM Racing and get this show on the road here. Qualifying is about to take place here at the Virtual Talladega Superspeedway. Of course, they've had one other Dash for Cash race. That was a Daytona a couple months ago, and now they're back for race number 2. I say a couple months ago, I meant last month. And then they're going to do a third race coming up in February. We'll talk about that here down the road. So basically, B cars, Xfinity cars, if you will. B cars if you're on iRacing. About to go 100 laps around this 2.66 mile track that was built back in 1969, the former Alabama International Raceway, as it once was called. And it's been a host of a bunch of historic races, and of course going to be the host of many historic races to come in the future. We do have a sponsor tonight, and it's actually going to be a sponsor that throws out a little money to somebody here this evening. Electrical Solutions of Michigan, ESOM, otherwise known as. They're the Dash for Cash 2, and they're actually going to be Dash for Cash 3 sponsor also, and they are the going to give away a prize, $20, a prize to the winner with the best paint scheme. So that person's going to be picked by the representatives of ESOM here tonight, and whoever has the best paint scheme, they will win the $20. But if you look down in the race info on YouTube there, you'll see their information. Electrical Solutions of Michigan is a family-owned company in Southeast Michigan, can fulfill your electrical needs. Again, me and my English. From your residential to your commercial needs, they'll solve your problem. You can click on the link down there to their Facebook page and more for tonight's race, but they'll be giving away a special little gift coming up here later on this afternoon to the best paint scheme. All right, cars are on track right now, so let's go down and see what is going on and see who's out here racing this evening. Get you all the audio and stuff that you need here. John Osborne right now on pole. There's one particular name that I know in this race, and surprisingly, he's not on a pole. I thought he would be up there being pretty competitive in this qualifying session, but he is not, and that being Aaron Smith in the 70s, running in this race here this evening. But right now, Aaron is in the 8th position. John Osborne, Brad Herman, Dylan Morante, Santiago Apodaca, my favorite name of the group, and Brandon Smith right now, your top 6 in this qualifying session. You got, of course, Brandon Smith, as I mentioned, 6. You got Ian Bacadis there in 7th, Brandon Richardson in 8th, Devin Hudgens in 9th right now, and of course, a lot of them just crossed the line to finish their second lap. Up and right on cue, Aaron Smith goes to the pole like I kind of thought would happen. So that was just because it was lap 1, the yellow taxi, as I like to call that thing, in that 70 car. It's like I'm trying to remember the song from back in the day. Was it called Big Yellow Taxi, I think, or whatever? But anyways, get ready to go racing here momentarily. All right, cars are gridding. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the race here from the Virtual Talladega Superspeedway. Aaron Smith going to be on the pole. Of course, Aaron, I know from another league that he's pretty good in that one. He's ran some other leagues that we've broadcasted, and I just had a feeling about when I saw that name, I'm like, ooh, he's going to be a tough one. John Osborne, Georgia, going to start there in the 81 car, P2. This is going to be a good one. I get to practice the name. I didn't study in advance. Bad broadcasting on my part. Rahul Nasir will start there in row number 2 alongside Brad Herman. Farron Elam Jr. and Dylan Morante will start in row number 3. Bob Cunningham, Devin Hudgens in row 4. For those who want to be a broadcaster down the road, rule number 1, always have your pronunciations beforehand. Santiago Apodaca and Brandon Smith will be in row number 5. Matt Malios and Ian Bacadis in row number 6. Row number 7, that's where you'll see Brandon Richardson and Vinny Tigner in the 14th position. Evan Knopp and Andrew Chapman in row number 8. Row 9, Dylan Picklesimmer. There is some Scrabble names in this game, in this race tonight, I must say. Justin Friedel there in row number 9. Row 10, Tyler Brewer. I know that guy. And Sam Taylor in 20th. 21st, Jeremiah Nelson. Charles Baldwin. Know that guy too. In the 22nd position. And Matthew Nicholson in the 23rd position here tonight. As the cars grid, they'll go 100 laps tonight, which is a little over 250 miles. Of course, this is a 2.66 mile track, which we look at the grill of the iRacing pace car. We get the one pace lap here. Appreciate everybody joining us on a Friday night. This is only, the third broadcast I think I've done all season. You know, I've had the 2 Sim 500 races on Sundays to finish out their season, 2 or 3. And then here tonight. And once we get to February, it's really going to kick off. As a couple cars not making the start and one car pulling off. Tigner and Brewer didn't make the start. Bacadis is unfortunately heading to bail out, so not sure what's going on there. Unfortunately, maybe having some hardware issues or something. So right now we're down to 20 on the grid all of a sudden here. So out of the 23 that were here. And as per usual, we like to chat it up here on the YouTube page. So if you're watching like Alexandria Reynolds or Chummy, or Sierra Ross, or Carson Burrows, who wishes he could be here, but apparently just won the regular season championship for his high school hockey team. Great job. You get a high school-sized Stanley Cup. If I had a hockey stick and a wall next to me, which I have a wall, but no hockey stick, I would bang it against the wall as like a salute. So as per usual, Talladega Superspeedway, Sweet Home Alabama plays on the intercom as they come to the green flag of every race at the track. You heard it, a different version of it, coming into the intro, but pace car going to hang a left right now and put it in the hands of Aaron Smith and John Osborne to bring him to the start of ESOM Dash for Cash, race number 2 here on the Captain Esports Network. We appreciate you joining us here this evening as we go racing from the 2.66 monster at Talladega on a Friday night. Here we go. Kind of a spread out start, but as per usual, our cameras tonight presented by TrackCams22.com. You can check them out online on Facebook or on the iRacing forums and more. TrackCams22.com is their website. You'll get the closest thing to real life cameras right here on the Captain Esports Network. Right off the bat, Aaron Smith getting swallowed away by a couple cars up front. Osborne, Herman, Morante, single file 1, 2, 3. And they're going to take lap number 1. Aaron Smith going to fall into the 4th position there. And it's Nacier in the 5th position with Cunningham, Elam, Hudson, Smith, and Malios, your top 10. Now going over some of the rules for this Dash for Cash race. Just so everybody knows what is going on. Forgive me, I'm about to sneeze, and I apologize for not being 100% here. But basically, there's prize money being given away to at least the top 3. There could be more, depending on, obviously, with the 20 drivers or whatever starting the race here this evening and so on and so forth. But 100% fuel, 3 sets of tires. It's a custom fixed setup, no fast repair. So if you wreck, you're done pretty much unless you don't get any damage. So you got to take care of this car here this evening in this race. And you see everybody pretty much single file right now going to ride it out. A lot of people call this boring. I call it smart. How can you finish a race if you're not there at the finish? Or how can you win a race if you're not at the finish? As the old slogan says, to finish first, you must first finish. Single file all the way back through the whole entire field pretty much. All 20 cars single file right now. Having a little technical issue here, so forgive me for a quick second, but working on it to get it fixed here. It's in our timing and scoring, so you might notice for a second the what they call the timing bug in broadcasting is up, but might not be updating so much. Actually, you know what? We'll take it down here for a second while we're going. We'll get it up to date. But everybody's single file right now, as I mentioned, behind the 81 car, that Air Jordan brand. So far, caution free. See that 2 car poking out of line. There's another car, that blue one, with a pretty good run there, top side. Starting to bring some help up there in the top side. There's Nasir in the 27 car. We might finally have our issue fixed here really quickly. 4 cars lined up topside. Charlie there. we should be good. Apologize for that. It's like I can sit here and be all prepped up and everything like I was this afternoon, and you still have issues. It's the way live broadcasting goes. I mentioned that 2-car of Farron Elam Jr. Right on board with him. Kind of a funny story here, but I got to share this just out of randomness. So basically, one of the battles I've been fighting in this little cold I've had has been a stuffy nose the whole entire time. Like, try to blow it, nothing comes out, type of thing, right? Not to get too much info there. So of course, as this broadcast starts, my nose starts running. Go figure, right? Brandon Richardson back here, the 29, the Voodoo car. Another Voodoo car in front of them there in the 84. Devin Hudgens as they come up on a lap car. I believe that's the Mercedes car that's had come down pit road at the start of the race. Appreciate the viewers watching here this evening. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying the broadcast. If not, then I totally understand, and, well, hopefully I can do whatever I can to help you. Enjoy. As the 81 of Osborne leads Herman there behind him, he's got the 36 of Morante Elam leading that top side with help from Hudgens, and also the 29 of Richardson. Been kind of a spread out race here so far. You can go about 35 laps on a tank of fuel in these cars. No stage racing, nothing like that. Just straight up 100 laps to get to the end of this race to potentially cash in on some money. Osborne's led all 10 so far in that Air Jordan car. Just saw that 11 car back there of Santiago Apodaca in the Duff beer car. If you're a fan of The Simpsons, you know what Duff is. Also, if you're new to the channel, I want to mention a new sponsor. It's a part of the broadcast. If you look up there in the top right, Front Stretch. That is a media company website that covers all of racing. If you're a fan of racing, which I assume you are if you're watching this broadcast or watching racing or racing in this race, but frontstretch.com is a media website that is, well, kind of partnered with me because I work for them now. Doing coverage for news writing once the racing season gets going here. Actually, tomorrow with the 24 Hours of Daytona, but when NASCAR season starts and things. So if you get a chance, go check out the frontstretch.com, and you can sign up for the newsletter and get all the information, especially for the 24. I know a couple of our people are down there right now covering that race and some other dirt track races and things going on around the country. I know there's a late model race down in South Georgia. Chase Elliott's running in that, I believe, tomorrow night. So you can go check out all the information at frontstretch.com. Appreciate their partnership and allowing, one, for me to go work for them, but two, for allowing them to come over on the stream here and enjoy. But so far, caution-free, 11 laps in. Everybody's been very patient and just letting this race kind of come to them as we come by to complete lap number 12. Bob Cunningham there in that white and blue number 21. That Ford Mustang. This car really good with getting runs down the straightaway. If you're a fan of this car, a lot of people say this car is the best one in all of racing. The way that you're able to drive out there a mile and a half and 2 miles and that kind of speedway racing. But in the draft, these cars definitely do suck up a lot and put on a good show. Oh, Cunningham on the apron. Don't want to go down there. It's dark, as Bugs Bunny would say. 14 laps in as that outside line, led by Elam, has forged its way to the front. It's gotten to the outside of Herman, who really hadn't gone any more forward, I should say. See Hutchins right there. Got to be careful where you hit these cars at, because if you do not hit them square, it will send them either right or left. As you see that Supra. That outside line actually a little more formed up. One car yelling at another one here as they're trying to get somebody's attention here. Bueller, that's what it sounds like. But 20 of the 21 cars on the lead lap here. Everybody pretty spread out. Nearly going to this race. Again tonight, you're going to see somebody potentially win some money. The Best Paint Scheme Award. Now, obviously the family, the family of the 7 car. As actually Friedell's not in this race, I just realized. But I know his family's going to be picking the winner tonight of the Best Paint Scheme. But otherwise, you know, if you have a paint scheme you like, feel free to put it out here in chat. There's a lot of good ones here this evening in this race. "16 laps complete as Osborne, Herman have led pretty much the whole entire race. Osborne has been stuck to that back bumper the whole entire time. Rante there in the 36 car, the 2 of Elam up there on the top side in that Bass Pro Tracker Club car, Bass Pro Shop car, I should say. Tyler Brewer apparently still having brake issues. He was having those issues Wednesday night when I was racing with him. Unfortunately, tough break for him. Sorry, had to do it. Sometimes the puns are like right in front of you and you just have to grab them. As Elam jumps to the top side here, looking to finish off the job that he and his teammates have started there behind him. I call them teammates with different paint schemes, so I don't even know if they're actual teammates or not, but they've been working together top side, and Elam's going to go to the front. Problem is he has lost all the energy there as the 84 to jump off his back bumper. That's going to allow the inside line to get formed back up here and see if they can get the energy down the front straightaway here. Into that tri-oval down to the start-finish line. Just got to be careful, obviously, right now with still almost over 80 laps to go in this race. Plenty of time, plenty of things can happen. You want to get to that first pit stop so that you can kind of set yourself up to put yourself in the right place. I would say adjust the car, but there's no adjustments in a fixed setup. The only thing you can adjust is brake bias, and, well, the only time you use brakes on this track is when you're missing a wreck or going to pit road. 213 Simware, number 25 of Brandon Smith. I'm up to 33 degrees of banking. Down the back straightaway. You see the, in case you're not one who's maybe not as knowledgeable as others in racing, if you look somewhat onto the infield there, especially coming off turn 2, you might notice at times you'll see in a camera angle a dirt strip, basically, if you will, like a landing strip. This actually used to be an airfield back in the 1940s and 50s into the 60s before this track was built, and they did keep the airstrip on as part of the property. So if you look real closely, especially from up above, I'll give you a blimp shot here in a second, you'll see those strips on the inside that are part of this racetrack's facility. Of course, the infamous Talladega Boulevard, as they talk about, and so many different things about this track that make it very interesting. So we get on the back straightaway. You see right there is part of a strip right there. But all that was part of a airfield. And there's actually, of course, the Talladega Airport, which is off the back straightaway here. "21 laps in the books." Apodaca there in the 11 car, just kind of minding his P's and Q's in that Duff Supra. And when I say this field is spread out, it's abnormally spread out. Everybody's just being careful back here. I mean, look at this. Oh, there's Justin. He's in the field. I just missed him. 16th position. He's in the 8 car. I was looking for the 7. Baldwin's back here. Nico Sin, Sam Taylor, Pickle Simmer. Pickle Simmer running a tradition. Well, I wonder if he's watching. Casey Carrington, if you're watching, you'll probably enjoy that car. The All-Star winner from 2008, Casey Kane Budweiser paint. It's a funny history stat about that car, and the only reason I know this stat is because I kind of cheered on Casey Kane for a while when obviously I was a younger person. Up until Budweiser joined, or left Casey Kane. Of course, that was in the early 2000 teens when he left Evernham and went over to Red Bull and stuff. Every time Budweiser was on a newly sponsored, or a new car, basically, during the 2000s, that car won the All-Star race that year. It's kind of weird. And for example, 2000 All-Star race, Dale Jr., Budweiser car, first year, won the All-Star race. 2008, Casey Kane, All-Star race, Budweiser, new sponsor, won the All-Star race. Kind of weird. Kind of random, too. Trying to get some air on that nose. It can get kind of cooked a little bit as you're sitting there behind another car. Osborne, I believe, has led every lap. I don't think Elam got up there to lead a lap. He came close, but did not actually lead as they crossed the finish line this time, quarter distance. Can appreciate everybody joining us here this evening. And a reminder, if you click down in the race info in the YouTube page, you'll see ESOM, the sponsor of tonight's Dash for Cash event. Make sure you go check them out on their Facebook page and give them a little shout out. But of course, they're giving away the electrical solutions of Michigan Paint of the Race. $20 prize we're giving away tonight, but they're a family-owned company in Southeast Michigan. Can fulfill all your electrical needs, residential and commercial needs. You can check out their Facebook page. Hello to the family, by the way, if you're watching. Appreciate you. Now you got to start to think about pit stops as you get to this part of the race. 25 laps, you can go about another 10 or so before you pit. You don't have to worry about like getting to the bottom right away here. I mean, you got some laps obviously to do your thing, but it's not one of those things where you don't kind of let it cross your mind here and be like, all right, what do I want to do at this pit stop? Do you want to do 2 tires? Do you want to do 4 tires? More than likely, you want to do 4 because of the fuel you're going to need to put in the car, but you cannot rule out taking 2 tires at a track like Talladega because tire wear here is really not much of an issue. As Elam gets the push from the top side, can he lead this lap finally? It's close. I don't think he got it, though. Unfortunately, I don't have, on my timing and scoring setup here, I do not have laps led as a category, so unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that. Is that Morante? No, Morante's in that green 36 car. That's the Richardson paint scheme there. It just went up there and almost hit the wall. Elam's had that Hutchins mobile right there on him the whole entire race that has not left him. So I just saw on the Discord page, 22 drivers competing for a share of $340. So that's cool. Now, I'm not good at percentages, so don't ask me how much the winner's getting or anything like that. So just know that somebody's getting more than $1. You see the 2 finally getting pushed out front. Think he finally led that lap. So, besides Michael Jordan, somebody else has led a lap here. Osborne doing a good job in that Carolina Blue, number 81. Oh, hold on. That almost got bad. Remember I told you about the bumps? That almost got UGLY real quick. Great save on Elam's part. Yeah, if you're getting pushed in these cars or any of the cars on iRacing and you get lazy in front, like on the wheel, like just kind of holding it like I'm okay, just getting pushed with the speed, oh, that car will catch you by surprise and just turn. When you're getting pushed by somebody, you got to have a grip on the wheel and you better hold on and be in control the whole time. Unfortunately, 25 laps of hard work there just went down the drain in one corner. See if we go back to the last lap, see if I can catch that replay. I think it's about right here. That just happened actually before that. Here we go. So we're going to watch Elam go to the lead here on the front straightaway. And you see the 36 actually jumps up top there too. He saw the outside line really starting to get going. And watch the 84 is going to get to the back of this too. And pretty much what happens is it almost lifts the car off the ground. Right there, you're okay. Right there, you're okay. And right here, he hooks him. Yikes! As you see now, they're trying to get back going. Oh, and caution is out. Trouble somewhere. Charles Baldwin on pit road as the caution comes out. Oh no, issues for Charles. Oh wow, look out! He gone. I'm looking out my window right now, looking west towards Talladega here in Georgia. I do not see that Napa car in the air still. If anyone has seen Charles Baldwin, please report him to police. Well, caution's out for the first time. Charles Baldwin, unfortunately, is too young to probably even know the song Fly Me to the Moon. So I'm not going to go there. Watch this one more time. Zing! You know we got to get on board on that here in a second. Let's get the leaders on pit road here. Heidi, do you want me to announce that? By the way, you want me to go ahead and announce that? Or, well, I guess I can't. You're announcing it already pretty much on the chat, so don't mind me. I'm not thinking clear here. Osborne leads the field down pit road. And I think we've had some argy-bargy on pit road here. As race off pit road is won by Hudgens. Let's see what potential happened with Baldwin here in the 21. Apparently not Baldwin, but Cunningham. Looks like some contact. Let's back it up a wee bit here. That's not Baldwin, or that's not Cunningham. That's Richardson. Here's Cunningham coming on the pit road. Everybody. So the first issue, well, Cunningham's coming out pit road on the left side, and then he comes all the way to the right. I'm thinking that's the 88 that probably was like, what is he doing? Otherwise, looks like everybody's okay. It's just one of those things where he kind of did a fade over to the other cars. Oh, 00 about takes out his crew. All right, so pace car lights should be off. Not up, they're not. So, hey, we're good here. So, let's jump on board really quickly. We're going to show a replay here. And actually, Heidi has picked out the 84 of Devin Hutchins. For the paint scheme winner. So, I think we should surprise... why did it not show... So Baldwin starts blinking out. Zing! And he lands on pit road. And then there was some issues apparently for Baldwin here in turn 3, or Richards. I keep saying Baldwin. Cunningham. Yikes. I gotta go take some NyQuil. Oh, he got into Hutchins. Oh, no. Doesn't look like any damage. I mean, if there's any good news out of that yellow, it was that Hutchinson win the iRacing paint, or the paint of the race, thanks to ESOM. Charles Baldwin, glad you're okay. That looked like a hell of a trip. See you next fall. $53 minutes of required repair. Are they repairing your car in the on the International Space Station? All right, so Herman, Osborne, Richardson, Elam, and Nasir, your top 5 now as we come back to the green. Charles, go ask your parents about the song Fly Me to the Moon. Great classic. All right, should be a one-stopper the rest of the way to the checkered flag, but they do need to make sure to get to about lap 66 or so to get there. As they wait and wait and wait and wait. And green flag should be out now. Here we go. Oh, okay. I'm just checking. Some people don't. Outside line trying to get formed up with Elam pushing Osborne, but they have no other help than those two right there. Everybody else on the bottom. At Pennzoil Chevrolet, the 27 of Nasir. You got the 36 there behind them of Marante. Those guys trying to get paired up here in that inside lane. As they get up the song here, 35 laps complete. So it looks like Cunningham did take his car behind the wall, unfortunately. So Charles is out of the race. Was thinking Bacadis would have gotten the lucky dog there. So if so, he's going to be 3 laps down, but he's 3 laps down now. So I'm not sure. Thought he was 3 laps down before that yellow came out. Richardson getting pushed by Elam to the front as they leave Herman kind of out there a little bit. Surprised they didn't get down to the bottom. And now Elam's been hung out a little bit here. That was not how you should organize that. That's allowed the pack to kind of come back up there and join. Now they orchestrate the pass to move to the bottom here and leave Osborne topside there with help from the 9. Aaron Smith, the pole sitter, and the big yellow taxi back there just kind of hanging out. You just see some of the cars just kind of hanging back a little bit, just keeping their space. Because some things are different about some series. You get some series that are running in a pretty tight pack and they're out there racing hard every lap, and then you get some series that just kind of, a lot of them will hang back and you'll kind of get a spread out pack, and we seem to have the latter today. Nothing wrong with either one as long as you know how to race that specific way. The 7, Matthew Nicholson. Doing a good job in that ESOM number 7. See what kind of speeds he's running right now. You hear him just kind of riding, just kind of letting off the throttle, just hanging right here behind that Menards Ford in front of him. Up front, starting to get a little racy here is that 85. Herman getting help now from Osborne, who's getting help from the 84 of Hutchins. Three up top there, pretty tight as a pack. The problem is you just got, obviously, one, the shortest way around the track, but two, you got a line of cars behind you that just able to carry that momentum and hold you off for the lead. You saw Hutchins kind of jump to the bottom here. $13 viewers tonight. Appreciate those watching here on chat. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying yourself. If you're just returning, we appreciate you. Always love new viewers, especially those I can see you subscribe, give you a little shout out or whatever. I appreciate, obviously, Justin for bringing me in here to broadcast these two races. Of course, the next one will be coming up in February. I don't know if it's been released yet, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But there will be a third installment of a Dash for Cash race. It'll actually, I'm going to tell you this, will be on a Saturday. And that is because Friday nights in February, we'll go to the ARCA series of the All-American ARCA series we cover on Friday nights. Nasir got, I think, a little spooked there by the 81 coming down. Thought he had a run, so he jumped to the top, so make sure he didn't run into the back of him. But now pretty much looking at about a 19 or so car train down the back straightaway. And thanks to my partners now at Front Stretch / my employer, it's a good opportunity for us to turn it up here on a Friday night, shall we? Business starting to pick up there. As you see, Elam has gone to the lead. You saw Richardson up top there as he was trying to make some moves. You see Aaron Smith starting to come into the picture in that 70 car. As these guys were starting to get a little anxious. And now they're 3 wide back there in the back straightaway. Probably not the smartest move. Maybe a little switch out of the 2 on the top side. Talk a little bit about the series coming up here for ESOM. Of course, they do have multiple seasons that they do cover. And we are in the month of January, so if I do my math correctly here, January 30th will be coming up here on Monday. Laguna Seca, the F4 Season 1 for ESOM at Laguna Seca. That'll be round number 7 of that schedule, Monday nights at 9 p.m. there. If you're a fan of the F4 car, I can honestly say I've never driven it. The Cup schedule, of course, those guys run over on Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Now, this one, interesting. The next race on the schedule here. All right, and if I had a quarter every time I said this, I'd be up to 50 cents because the last time I did this in the first Dash for Cash race, I said this race was on the schedule. And it's here again. It's actually the next race. But the Cup Series is going to be at Norway at the Raskagen Motor Center on February 1st, Wednesday, next week. Good luck with that one, boys. I'm going to say. Let's see. I know they've had some announcements they made recently and stuff like that, but oh yeah, the F1 series. That's what one of their announcements were, and that's going to be coming up starting in March in their first race at Road America in an F1 car. Boy, that's going to be fast. That'd be a fun one, actually. It's like one of my favorite road courses in all of iRacing. And I'm not a road guy. So if you want to race over here at ESOM, you could go check out Justin and the boys there. It's a pretty well organized league, I must say. As Elam, Herman, Hutchins, Richardson, and Osborne, your top five here. Been a very tame first 50 laps of this race, but as we know at Talladega, when it gets down to like 20 to go, it all wakes up. Storms start coming in. It becomes a lot interesting at that point. But you got to get to that point. And only one caution so far, just for a blinky fly to the moon, we'll call it. Or shall I say, since it involves Charles Baldwin's name, no pun intended here, Charles. Charles went for another adventure. '84 topside with help from Richardson. That's Hutchins, who I don't think has a clue yet, unless he's one of those few that like to listen while they're racing. That his paint scheme has won the ESOM Paint of the Race. Here comes that 9-car topside. Pickle Simmer in the Budmobile. Number 17 on the ticker, but number 9 in the car. Bringing a 3 with him, and all of a sudden, this race has just picked up steam as we've passed halfway. And of course, that 3 has thrown me off. It's actually the 16 car of Nelson. It's one of those things where the iRacing number is different than the actual car paint. And you got another Bass Pro Shop car up there at the top there, the 88 of Taylor. Sam Taylor, that is starting to make an appearance up here in the top 5. All right, so we got about 10 to 15 laps before the final round of pit stops. You get to lap 65, you're pretty much set to go on fuel the rest of the way. And at that point, if you're a pit crew, you might as well just pack up and head home. As Nelson trying to push Pickle Simmer. To the lead of this race. Another spot there, you got to be very careful pushing somebody in that tri-oval. It's banked at 18 degrees, but you know, some overlook that as a corner. It's an actual turn in that tri-oval area. Not to mention the bottom part of that tri-oval is actually slightly less banked than the rest of the tri-oval. If you ever race on Talladega, go out there and drive a lap on the bottom and then go to the middle group. You'll notice, wait a minute, there is a difference. And it can bite you a little bit if you're not careful. Elam gets another run there from the 85 on the inside. So racing starting to pick up slightly here. 45 laps to go this time by. Still over 100 miles left. And as ESOM Dash for Cash race number 2 here on the Captain Esports Network. Hopefully enjoying your Friday night. See you there to 27. Trying to see any other cars I really haven't talked about here tonight. How about this 15 car? The Patronus number 15 of Matt Malios. Don't know if you want to call that the Lewis Hamilton mobile or the Mercedes paint or whatever. Evan Konop, who is blinking out a little bit in an old school Texaco Haviland car. Of course, that sponsorship around this area is real popular. Of course, Davey Allison winning his first Cup race here at Talladega in '87 after his father went for a little ride up in a catch fence, and following that race, the word restrictor plate became a part of everyone's vocabulary, unfortunately. Andrew Chapman, the Oakley number 24. And right behind him, there's Ian Bacadis, who unfortunately is 3 laps down after having some technical issues. But I do want to give him a compliment, that NOS sponsorship. I'm not a big energy drink person, but with me watching the Chili Bowl a couple weeks ago, of course they were sponsored by NOS. I'm one of those, like, I don't mind checking out the products or whatever sponsorship. So I went into the store one day and bought a NOS and checked it out, and I wasn't bad. So shout out to him. Cool sponsorship on that 00 there. Fun race like this, I want to make sure everybody gets some screen time or whatever here. So I'm not one of those that likes to focus on like the front of the field or whatever. Here's Sam Taylor in the 88 Bass Pro Shops car running in, wait for it, 8th. Jeremiah Nelson, I mentioned him a minute ago as he was pushing the 9 car up there towards the front. That's Nelson in that 3 car. He's got number 16 on the ticker, but he's number 3, that Forever Lawn number 3. Kind of like that green grass underneath the black there. It's pretty cool. Well done. Whoever painted that car, unless he found it on like Trade Paints or something. As here comes your pole sitter, Aaron Smith, to the front. Aaron with help from the 81 to the lead. They kind of hang out the 85 there. I say that wasn't nice, but they get back together. Now they're going to try to team up on Aaron. Yeah, I've talked about Aaron Smith a little bit. I've gotten to watch him race in a couple leagues. Great road course, great all-around talent. Great road course driver, great speedway racer. And I've never asked him why he never put sponsors on his car. He always drives a blank yellow car. I've never asked him. Didn't really plan to ask him. And I didn't ask him why he ever runs number 70 either. I mean, I've always called his car the yellow taxi. You could call it the corn on the cob if you want. You could call it the big mustard mobile, whatever. If you ever see Aaron Smith on the track, it's a big yellow car. On board with Devin Hutchins in the 84 here. So you see the 85 and 81 top side there. Hutchins is kind of riding here in the 6th position right now. I warn you in advance, I'm going to unmute the chat button for the drivers. Be aware if something does happen, adult language could come out. And the reason why I'm doing this is because sooner or later they're going to come to pit road here, and I want you guys to be able to hear when they say, hey, this guy pitting, because usually they communicate with each other. Usually, being the key word here. So 38 laps to go, 100 miles in this race left. And the window should be about open in the next lap or so. And I've learned running in Super Speedway Series recently that you do want to be the first person to pit. And you want to be with the pack of cars to be on pit road. If you can get about 5 or 6 cars to go with you on pit road and be the first one in, 9 times out of 10, if you guys can get organized and get out off pit road and get on track and get pushing, you will take the lead of this race. I've learned that. It's not really a secret. If you're one that's never good on super speedways, you want to find a little advantage, there's one for you. Doesn't always work, but 9 times out of 10, it won't hurt you. As Osborne, with help from the 85, who's been on his bumper all race long, them two have been working together. Hutchins kind of falling off here a little bit into his own little realm, if you will. As here comes that outside lane. It's interesting because you can see like the different races going on here at one time. You've got the race for the lead. You've got 5 or 6 cars kind of pushing here, trying to lead the laps that they can. And then you have the second race, which is all these guys back here that are just waiting for lap 90, 85 to 90 or so, maybe even 95 before they make their move to the front. The only thing I worry about is when you're in a situation like this, in a race like this, is if you wait too long, well, let's back up a step. Not even if you wait too long. You got to make sure you nail your pit stop first. And then when you get out, you got to make sure you don't wait too long to make your move. Because when you have, 18 cars, unfortunately, one of those 18 can win. Now, I'm not a mathematician, and I've always learned there's 3 different types of mathematicians. Ones that know math and ones that don't. That basically, that's a very low percentage to win. The other objective you want to do here is you get ready to go to pit road, and I've always believed in this strategy. Oh, Aaron, oh. Bad bump there. Aaron almost got turned, but one of the strategies I've always lived by when pit stops are coming, I try to get to the front as far up as I can, because, you know, heaven forbid, if you do make a mistake coming to pit road, it at least gives you that little bit of leadway to still be in the pack, where if you're all the way back, say where that 00 is of Bacadus, and you make a mistake, your chances of being in the pack are gone, because basically everybody pulls away at that point. But I think that's what you're starting to see out of some of these cars right now, as you see the 27 get up here and join this lead pack, the 36 getting up here in this pack now. Look at this, Konop starting to get up here and join this pack now. If you get back there where the 9 is and the 3 back there, those guys back in this pack, you make a mistake coming to pit road, you're going to lose the draft. Where if you make a mistake up here, then you can at least hope that you're able to join this pack when they get back together again. .32 laps to go. Osborne, Herman, Smith, Elam, Richardson, your top 5. Smith, Hudgens, Nasir, and Morante and Konop, your top 10. Heard somebody key the mic there for a second, but didn't say anything. But now that second pack has actually joined back up with the front pack here, so now we got one long line again. Very surprised nobody's budged yet. Now, if you saw that really closely, you saw a couple cars kind of swerve to the apron. That could have been 2 cars setting their tires or fuel there. So that could be a sign that the 2 car maybe coming to pit road here this lap or in the next lap or 2. And maybe along with the 84, I think it was the other one who kind of swerved there on the front straightaway. There's a couple little things I try to find when I'm watching a race and calling it. I just heard something. All right, here come the leaders to pit road. Nobody said anything, but here they come. They don't necessarily have to. Or they could have chatted it easily. They could have texted it out. But here comes 81, 85, 24, 63, and 15 to pit road. 30 laps to go here. Don't want to miss your pit box. Don't want to collide with somebody. Don't want to lock up the tires if you don't take any.
Now.
You can hear the chat kind of going on. Right side tires going on a lot of these cars. Are we going to be 4 in fuel, or are we just going 2 tires? I'm seeing 2 tires.
84 and 29 coming in.
Osborne, I think, went 4, 16-4 on his stop. You can see down at the bottom of the pit times, by the way, as they come in. Here comes a good portion of the pack. .55 mile an hour, I believe it is here. Could be 60. I can't remember exactly. Tyler, help me out if you're watching. Ooh, I thought the 84 was shot a little bit there. .12.9 for the 29. That tells me
Hitting.
that was 2 tires on that car. All right, so far, everybody's good coming to pit road. Hold on there. Oh, Apodaca! That's going to be a penalty, likely. For some reason, the cone to get mollywopped there by the Duff car, but probably going to be an unsafe entrance. You're not supposed to hit that cone. Yeah, 2 tires for the 8, 12-4.
Hey, Justin, I got a black flag for unsafe pit exit when I crossed the blue line. I don't get why I got unsafe pit exit.
Somebody got an unsafe pit exit. You just heard over the microphone there. And basically, an unsafe pit exit on iRacing, you cannot get onto the track off of pit road. There's a blue cone on the other side of turn 2. Let's see if I can point it out to you guys. And for those who don't know, if you watch the 7 here, all the way into turn 2, you got to stay below that yellow line. There's going to be a purple cone that flashes across the screen right about here. There, that line right there. That line is where you can jump back on track and join. If it's safe. If not, you get penalized and you get to come back and join the pits. As Apodaca did get a penalty for unsafe entrance. 50-second pit stop for him. He's going to need a yellow for help. All right, so as we cycle back around, we still have a couple cars that are on track right now. Nelson, Taylor, Pickle Simmer. These 3 cars. And we got trouble on the track. Osborne, a couple of cars here got all sideways. No caution, though, as everybody stayed straight. I'm assuming a bad bump there, potentially, as here come those 3 to pit road. This will cycle everybody back around. Watch out. Looks like 2 tires for a lot of cars here, and probably short filling to get that short stop. Well, let's see where they come out compared to the cars that came to pit road. So I'm going to point this out. Does anybody remember the first cars to come to pit road? It was the bunch on lap number 70. It was Herman, Konop, Chapman, and Malios. And look who the top 4 are. The first ones to come to pit road. I don't know what it is and how it is. I don't know if it's just the amount of time that you're on track able to just push each other or whatever, but some reason it always works that way. Aaron Smith is 5th now. Friedell's joined this battle now in 6th. So the only other things now you have to worry about after these pit stops, you got to worry about, did you put enough fuel in the car? Because you got green-white checkers that can come into play. You've got the mistake you can make easily when you just short fill the car and not fill it up enough. Done that before. So there's a lot of little elements now you got to watch as you try to get yourself lined back up and up to the front pack. But everybody did pretty much a good job of staying within each other on the racetrack. You got these guys about 5 seconds back as they'll try to get single file up here and try to catch the front pack of 7 cars. Nelson's going to join his pack here in a second when he falls back to them. And then the only car that made a mistake in that whole run was Apodaca, and he just went a lap down after his penalty. And Morante, it looks like, had issues in 36. So otherwise, we're clean and green now. 25 laps to go. And what is now going to become a game of one pack catching the other. So we're going to have these 8 cars here versus those 8 cars, 9 cars there. And right now, unless they get single file, they are going to pull away quickly in the front. Want to remind you, the Electrical Solutions of Michigan have sponsored the Paint of the Race award tonight. They've given it out to the 84 of Hutchins, who had the coolest paint scheme on their accounts. Congratulations to Devin Hutchins, who will get $20 tonight from ESOM, the sponsors of 1, the series, but 2, also this Dash for Cash race. If you have not heard of them, you can go check them out on Facebook. There's a link down in the race information page, but they're a family-owned company in Southeast Michigan that can fulfill your electrical needs. From residential to commercial, they'll solve your problem. And also, you'll see Front Stretch up there. They're a sponsor of the Captain Esports Network, a partnership that has started recently. They are a media website that covers all of racing, from NASCAR to IndyCar, Formula One, road racing. They're down at Daytona covering right now. And also been covering the Chili Bowl and all that good stuff. And the cool thing for me is I'm official member of Front Stretch now as a news writer starting Saturdays during NASCAR season. So you can actually, as a matter of fact, let me go ahead and tease this. The top 75 NASCAR drivers of all time are being released out onto their website right now. And they're doing it in columns of drivers from next generation to the legends to the early racers and that kind of thing. I had the honor of writing a couple of those articles myself for the website. So you can go check those articles out right now at frontstretch.com. They're obviously a partnership of ours now on the website and on the broadcast, but also who I work for now and get to do some stuff with. So looking forward to that partnership. But check out frontstretch.com. Sign up for their newsletter today. So this second pack is having all types of issues back here. They're fighting for real estate for some reason. And it has allowed the front pack to pull away by 6.8 seconds. And the more they argue, the worse it's going to get. It's one of those where you just kind of got to put your ego behind you and just get in line. And I think they're finally going to do it. There's your award paint. Now let's say thing I usually do with road course racing. But the cool feature that I've found here with 21 laps to go, they're jumping back out of line in the back again. But I'm going to go find the last car in the lead pack, which is actually the 11 of Apodaca there. And we are going to throw up a time delta. You're going to see over on the right side of the screen there. And this is from Apodaca. You know what? Let me switch cars. I forgot that goes to the next car position-wise. There we go. So Osborne back to the first car in the next line, which is Richardson. And you see, well, now it's starting to come down a little bit, but it was going up 6.2 seconds right now between. Let's do this one. So as you're seeing on the screen, basically, this front pack is just walking away. Another 0.2 of a second gain. So as these laps click off, every time you see Richardson's number in red, that means they're falling back. If it's in green, it means they're catching them. See what it looks like this time across the line. 18 laps to go. And another 0.2 that they fell back. As you see, the 84 and 27 just trying to push each other. And I'm sorry, that's not the 84. That is the... The blue is throwing me off. I can't see the car number. Forgive me. The 29 of Smith. These guys are trying to get to the lead of this pack. looks like they've just gotten to the point where they said, you know what, screw it. We're not going anywhere. Might as well just battle each other. And you look over to the left right here. That number is going down, and it's going up, and it's going up quickly. 7.9, 8 seconds. So it looks like right now it's going to be between 7 cars deciding who's going to win the money tonight for the Dash for Cash. They're going to go by to 36, and Morante go another lap down in that Monster Energy car. You can see the damage on the right side. Not sure what happened to him. Oh, trouble. One car in the wall. That's Richardson. In the 29, everybody scatters. And no caution. We stay green. See what happened here. Oh, contact between the 3 and the 29. Got him hooked. Bad bump draft. $15 laps to go. Brad Herman up front. So for those who have enjoyed the broadcast and might be interested in some other Captain Esports Network broadcasts coming up actually next Sunday. We're going to be off broadcasting-wise for league racing for another week as the racing slowly gets back going. But next Sunday, the first race of the Sim 500 811 Call Before You Dig Xfinity Series from Daytona, which will lead into Monday night's qualifying and dual races that you can check out here on the Captain Esports Network Sunday and Monday next week. And those races, I believe, are now starting at 8:30 Eastern Time. So there's your second pack. They've knocked a little bit of time down. It's down to 9.3. Problem is they waited way too long to get organized, and now they're unorganized again. And now one car's on the apron, out of control, saves it. Oh, now the 9's in the grass. Now they're 4 wide. Now they're hitting each other. Now they're hitting again. And saved again. I'm sure there's some unhappy people back there. $11 laps to go. So who now is the first person that's going to make a move in this lead pack? Because it is down to pretty much these 7 cars right here that are going to try to win this race. We ride with Friedel in the 8 car in the 6th position as Picklesimmer is on pit road. These 7 cars have done a great job of putting themselves in position. Rodop did a great job early in this race, kind of hanging out in the back. Took advantage of that pit stop and jumped right up into the front pack. He and Chapman have done a good job. The 15 of Malios. Those 3 cars were pretty much hanging out in the back. And when the race came down to it, they went to the front and then went to pit road and came right out where they needed to, and now have a chance to win this race. The 81 to 85, of course, one's in 1st, one's in 7th. Those 2 have been working with each other all race. Unless something magical happens, it's going to be pretty hard to get those 2 back together again. Seven laps to go. Lap cars moving to the top side here, letting the leaders go on through. Want to take the opportunity to give a chance to shout out, first off, my English teacher for trying to teach me English, because apparently I don't know how to speak it. But number 2 to ESOM for, of course, allowing me to come in and broadcast their 2 Dash for Cash races. We'll be back for a 3rd one in February. Big shout out to those guys. Big shout out to all the viewers tonight for watching, all the racers, and appreciate everybody for the fun show here tonight. But obviously it's not over yet, as the 85 caught the apron and fell off the pace here. And Konop's going to go to the lead with help from Chapman. Something happened with Herman. I think he drove down the apron and about lost the car. Well, I said something magical. And now caution is out. Sam Taylor's gone around. Along with the 27 back there. Oh, this race has got flipped on its head. Oh, wow. Teammates. Or At least same sponsored cars. And Nasir and Taylor go around. Oh, what in the world happened here? Nasir's pushing the 2. 88's kind of getting down on his door a little bit there. Oh, 27 tries to go up the middle. And it causes everybody to separate out, and, well, they hit each other. And then, what happened to the leader? Oh, yeah, right there. You see, he gets out on the apron. Good save on his part. And great job, everybody, to avoid him. That could have been bad. Alrighty then. Well, this is going to set up what is normally called a green-white checker, but I don't call it a green-white checker. I call it something different. I'm going to call it ESOM Overtime. Oh, absolutely, Heidi. My pleasure. And all the best to your guys' business. And if I could ever do any more to help, let me know. And stay warm up there in Michigan. I've been up in those areas. I lived in Indiana for a couple years. It gets kind of cold and wintry at this point. I-69 in December. Going to a bowl game in Michigan, Detroit. Not fun. One lane up in Michigan. No wonder why they wreck all the time up there. No offense. When a guy born in Florida has to drive that, that was scary. All right, so what is going to happen here? So we got... Looks like, from what I've seen here, 12 cars on the lead lap. Devin Hutchins and Sam Taylor are on pit road. Not sure if Hutchins has damage or not. I mean, they got the set of tires, obviously, to use. Not that they're going to matter. So you're going to have... Canop likely will take the bottom. Not sure if lane choice isn't an option here. If it is, obviously, he'll probably still take the bottom. Chapman will then be on the outside. You'll have Malios there behind him. The 70 of Aaron Smith. And then, again, magic had to happen for this to happen. And look what happened. The 5th and 6th place cars, the 81 and 85. Back together again. So I think those two are going to be the ones to watch here on this restart. And should get one to go this time by. Let's have a little fun here for a second. Looking to see if Devin happened to be in chat in Discord. He is not. So Bob Leader is not getting lane choice, I just found out. So he will have to start on the bottom. So Chapman will start at top, Molly of Smith up top, and then the 81 to 85. Now, like I said, those two have worked together all night, so I'm expecting those two to get back together. 25 and 2, I can see them working together. The only ones I'm unsure are those front four, because Konop, Chapman, and Smith, or Malios, I should say, 1, 2, and 4. Those guys have been in the back all night. Aaron's just been kind of hanging out, so... We get back to the white flag, and the race will be official. If not, then we re-rack them. All right, so leader will be able to go into restart zone. Of course, here at Talladega, you want to wait until the latest moment to go because of the runs you get behind other cars here. So if you're code op, you're just going to wait and wait. And come all the way back around. You'll see the word Geico where the restart zone is, and you'll still wait. Because if you try to go early and you get too big of a restart, you're going to have your lunch handed to you by the back straightaway. 70 up on that 24, pretty tight top side. There you go, green flag, and you see look at the separation between 1 and 2. 63 jumps up to the 24, going to help him. Then, oh, I thought the 24 was going to cross him over. Watch the 81, see if he jumps out of line here to get the 85. He does not right away. Aaron Smith jumps out of line. So does Smith, Brandon, that is, the 25. The two Smiths might work together. I don't even know if they're related. Probably not. And look who's together, bottom side. The 81 to 85. $15 jumps to the top. Here's a 24, pushes. Can Konop get to the white flag here? Final lap. Front six, single file. Who's going to make the first move here? .24 trying to protect the top side just a little bit here. 81 gets sideways. That's going to hurt the momentum. Will Chapman make a move? He does not, as Konop will score the win at Talladega. Jackpot. As they wreck across the line. "35 years ago, a young Alabama driver named Davey Allison won his first career race in a Texaco Haviland car at Talladega. And here we go, the 63 in a Texaco Haviland car goes to victory lane at Talladega. So, the irony. There must be some kind of relation between him and the 24, I would guess. Oh, the old double birdie. All right, how about the front four doing burnouts? That's interesting. That's a new one. And he toes back to pit road. So let's take a look at the final results here. As Konop wins it by 5/100ths over Chapman, Osborne finishes third. Herman and Brandon Smith finishes fifth. How about Dylan Picklesimmer? Had to make an unscheduled pit stop with about, 15 laps to go. Comes back to sixth. Nasir finishes seventh. Malio's eighth. Friedel ninth. And Nicholson finishes 10th. Thank you, Andrew, for the information there. Front four were teammates. That answers a lot of things. Aaron Smith finishes 11th with Farron Elam 12th, Jeremiah Nelson 13th, Devin Hutchins 14th, and Santiago Apodaca finished in 15th, Richardson 16th, Morante and Bacadis there 16th, 17th, and 18th. As we look at the rest of the field of 20-something cars, Taylor finishes 19th, Bob Cunningham 20th, Charles Baldwin still somewhere up in space, and Tigner and Brewer did not start the 23-car race. And let's see if they have come into Discord, if they want to chat or whatever. I know they were requested to come into the garage. If they do, cool. I'll give them a minute here to show up. If they don't want to talk, then, well, Andrew's in chat here, so put shout-outs out if you want to or something like that, young man. Fantastic race there. Only 2 cautions. Very tame. Some great racing there, and obviously teammates working together there to get the front four finishes in this race. And again, a big shout out to the sponsors for tonight. Again, Electrical Solutions of Michigan for not only sponsoring the league, but the Dash for Cash races. And a big shout out to Devin. Trying to look for him real quickly here. Where did Devin finish in the end? 14th for Devin Hutchins. He got the $20 for the coolest paint scheme and for finishing 14th. So congratulations to him on that. All right, so for those who are new to the channel, and like I said, I invite you next Sunday and Monday. This will be the first 2 broadcasts of the new season for me from Daytona as Sim 500 gets going with the 811 Call Before You Dig Xfinity and Cup Series seasons. And then, of course, the All-American ARCA Series, they get going, I believe, that following Friday. So those are the series that pretty much I'm covering now. And as I mentioned, the front stretch deal, going to be working on Saturdays, typing articles, sitting right here at this computer. But, yep, looks like nothing from those guys. So, it is what it is. Congratulations to them, though. Konop, Chapman, hopefully I said his last name right. Osborne and Herman being the top 4. Smith, your top 5 here from the Virtual Talladega Superspeedway. Again, big shout out to ESOM for sponsoring the race. Big shout out to Justin for allowing me to broadcast. Make sure you go hit them up with this new stuff that's coming out. Of course, the F1 series that starts in March. United States Road America on the 5th of March. Of course, they got their F4 season that's rounding out its schedule, the Cup schedule that's wrapping up. But if you have any questions, want to join the league, hit up Justin, and I'm sure he'll get you the 411 on all those deets and go from there. And we will, no problem, Andrew. Appreciate it. And we'll go from there. So, hey, big shout out to everybody for allowing me to be a part of the broadcast. And a big thank you to Justin and family from ESOM for the sponsorship, as I said. So, let's head out. Let's enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the 24 hours of Daytona tomorrow. And always remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya!